Well, hello, my fellow Cancerians, and welcome to the Your Natural Healer channel. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Tammy, and I'm very happy to have you joining me for your December Zodiac reading, in which we are going to do a karmic and akashic reading. Before we get into all that, though, if you're new to the channel, if you would consider subscribing, smash that subscribe button. It really does help the channel. Your support is, thank you, greatly appreciated. Additionally, give the video a thumbs up, leave a positive comment, share it. All of those things help get the content out there for other people to find the channel, okay? So in advance, thank you. And you can turn off notifications. That won't offend me. I won't even know. I get it. I don't want my phone blowing up either. All right, Cancer. So let's talk turkey, so to speak. Well, that was last month. So before I begin, the cards have already been cleansed with sage. I'm going to cleanse them as well with sound vibration from my tinctures. Well, that was weak. Okay. And then I've got some black kyanite here for protection. I do sell this on the Your Natural Healer store. This piece is probably actually made up of probably like 10 different pieces. You can kind of see the outlines of the small pieces. They're not very, like here's one right there. They're not very large. They're like little tiny fans. Here's another little one. And I do sell the little ones on the Your Natural Healer store, as well as I have selenite, which will transmute any negative energy into positive energy. So that's there too. So I'm going to move these other cards out of the way a little bit because with having the live camera or candle, I don't want it underneath my shelf. So because it's kind of messy. I got a grid board going on and stuff. But I do have a shelf there that's got like some crystals and herbs and such. Okay, so I'm just going to set those decks off to the side so we can work. All right, now these cards, this is the Light Seers Tarot, and they're really nice cards. It's Rider Waite, but it's more updated, really artsy, modern work, but they're really stiff. And for those of you who normally watch my channel, you guys already know this. I suck at shuffling, so I'll probably be doing most of it off the camera, especially since I have the candle there, because when I shuffle this way, cards go a-flying, and I'd rather pick them up, have to pause and restart or something, rather than catch a card on fire and catch my house on fire. So anyway, I know y'all don't want to see that happen either. Excuse me. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to draw two cards. We're going to discuss some karma, and then I'm going to draw one card from the Akashic deck and one card from the Angels and Ancestors deck, and we'll talk about that more when I get there. Now, one of the things, Cancer, that I want to say is that please remember this is a general reading. While I am connected to the energy of Cancer, I can't connect to everybody's energy, so it may not resonate with you. If it doesn't, please don't get frustrated. Two things you can do. You can either come back and watch the video at a later time. I do this reading 3 times a year, so the next time will be April. So you could come back next year and watch it. Or you could get a personal reading. Go to yournaturalhealer.com/services, and I've got all kinds of readings there. And my readings rates are pretty reasonable. All right. So if it does resonate with you, what I want you to do is I want you to take your right hand, place it on your heart, take a deep breath in and say, yes, I claim this to myself, okay, or for myself. And when you do that, what you're doing is you're affirming to the universe that you accept the reading, okay, even if it's bad. With that being said, let me really say something as a disclaimer for anybody new. My readings are not unicorns and butterflies. And what I mean by that is there are readers out there that will go and pull the best cards in the deck. They'll pull like the Ace of Pentacles, which is the luckiest in the deck. They might pull the excuse me, 10 of Cups, just all these beautiful cards to make you feel all warm and fuzzy inside. And while I hope that's the kind of reading you get, that's not always what happens. So if, for example, you get the Tower, I'm reading the Tower. The Tower is the crappiest card. It's the worst card in the deck. I mean, ultimately it's for your highest good, but nobody wants the Tower card. But if you get it, I'm sorry, I'm going to read it to you. So I'm not here to waste my time or your time. And if you get triggered, you might then, that is an indication to yourself that, why am I getting triggered? And what do I need to work on? Okay, excuse me. I'm sorry, all these readings and talking, it just gets to me. So I apologize. I'll try to pause. When I was doing Geminis, I paused it. And thank gosh I didn't continue the reading. But I started shuffling I think we were on the second deck, and I was like, oh, it's not even recording. So let's hope we don't do that. All right, so let's get started, Cancer. So the first card is going to discuss karma that is happening either right now or is about to happen in the very, very near future, okay? And the card you got is the Four of Pentacles. I don't like this card. Because if you look at it, even in Rider-Waite, I don't like the depiction on it. And I don't like this one either. I mean, look, you've got this lady, you know, she's dressed nice. She's got all kinds of jewelry on. And she's hugging that purse. She's making sure nobody's going to get it. And I can't tell in the background. I don't know, excuse me, she thinks people are going to come rip her off or what, mug her. But anyway, the first thing I always get with this card is greed. But I don't necessarily think that maybe it's greed as far as money, but you're holding on to something really, really tight. Okay? And how that kind of fits karmically, because remember, karma can come from this lifetime or it can come from prior lifetimes. Now, I know not everybody believes that, and that's okay. Just go with the flow. But whatever we do, you know, when we do good things and we put out good energy to the world, that's going to come back as good karma. And it always comes back times 3. The same when we do bad things, we lie, we're deceptive, we cheat, we steal, whatever. Those things are going to come back to us threefold. So karma's always at play, okay? The way that past lives work is that there are lessons that we didn't learn. So the whole point is ascending, you know? And we can't ascend if we're not learning the lessons and rectifying the wrongs we do. So maybe something in a past life filters over into this lifetime. Maybe that you don't get it the first time in this lifetime. Maybe you get a couple chances in this lifetime. Anyway, the point is you are holding on to something so tight. It's like white knuckle tight. And you're like this lady, you are holding it and you're going, no, this is mine. Whether it's money, maybe it's a position at work, or maybe it's a raise, you know, that you feel that you're owed that raise. Maybe it's your home or a car or something like that. Maybe you've gotten, for some reason, I don't know what it is, but why you're holding on to that so tightly. Is it a person or a relationship that maybe it's time to let go and you're like, something in your life you are just clinging onto. You ain't giving it up. Okay? And it's not good, because that's the whole reason you're clinging on to it, is because, well, I would have to ask you why, you know, and you might need to do a little bit of shadow work to reflect on this, Cancer, to say, you know, if it's a relationship, why am I holding on to this? If this person doesn't want to be with me, why? Am I afraid of being alone? Am I afraid I'll never find anybody? Do I not think that I'm good enough to find somebody? If you're holding on to your money, if you're being greedy and hoarding it, why? You know, Maybe it was a prior life you didn't have a lot of money, and so now that you've got money in this lifetime, you don't want to spend it or whatever. Excuse me. But there's something going on karmically that is causing you to move into this space where you are just clinging on for dear life to whatever it is for whatever reason. And I know that is so vague, and that's one of the things I hate about a general reading. But if this is resonating with you, you know what I'm talking about. There's no, what do you mean, Tammy? No, this either resonates with you or it don't. That doesn't make sense. It either resonates with you or it doesn't. If it doesn't resonate with you now, watch out in like January, February, you might have to come back and watch this. If you find you're holding on to something, you might go, oh my gosh, I remember Tammy did that reading, and you're going to have to come back to this. But and that's all I can say, Cancer. This is not good. Not good energy. And this is affecting your root chakra, because whatever this is, I think it could be hitting on some of your other chakras too. It could be playing on the sacral, definitely the solar plexus, depending on if confidence is coming into it or personal will. Your heart chakra, I think it's definitely playing with the lower, and then, the heart chakra is not one of your lowers. That's kind of the bridge between the lower and the uppers. But definitely chakras 1 through 4 are being affected, but it's primarily coming from this. The root chakra is the main point right now, but it's possible that it's stemming from, it could be stemming from the solar plexus. Like I said, it's so hard to say this in a general reading. You're going to have to do the shadow work, and and as I said, why. If it's money that you're clinging on to, then most likely it's the root chakra that's causing all this imbalance. If it's a relationship that you're holding on to, most likely it could be your solar plexus, is your lack of confidence. You're going to have to look at those things. Maybe it's the heart chakra. You don't love yourself enough to feel that, you don't deserve better. But again, Cancer, you're only going to be able to determine that. So let's look at the next card, which is going to be a challenge in overcoming this karma. Okay. So you need to overcome this, because again, you've either dealt with this in the past in this lifetime, or this is coming from a prior lifetime. But let's take a look at the challenge. Okay. We got a reverse card. The 3 of Wands in reverse. I usually really like this card. And in the reverse, definitely solar plexus, self-doubt. I think maybe you're having some regret. So again, it could be financial, and you're maybe you came into some money, or, you got a raise or promotion, but you're just like, well, this isn't going to last forever. I'm going to get fired, or something's going to happen, because you're doubting your abilities. I'm going to mess this up. And maybe so you're hoarding your money. Or if it's a relationship, maybe you have that self-doubt that you're not good enough, or you're not pretty enough, or smart enough, or whatever. There is a lot of self-doubt going on here. And this challenge you need to overcome in order to fix this. This is solar plexus. You need to get yourself some yellow crystals. Yellow jasper is wonderful. Peach moonstone would be fantastic. Authentic citrine. You can go to my store too. I sell most of these on my store. I don't sell citrine because 95% on the market is nothing more than heat-treated amethyst, although they call it natural citrine. It's not truly citrine. And I'm not going to give you a crystal lesson here, so I'm not going to advise you to go out and buy citrine. Any kind of stone that's going to help confidence, but definitely, Yellow jasper is really, really good. And so is peach moonstone. Peach moonstone's phenomenal. But if you work with crystals, those are some crystals to utilize. You would definitely benefit in a couple of guided meditations that I offer. If you're interested, go to my playlist, Guided Meditations. There is one called Throwing Stones, letting go of things no longer serving you well. I think that there's some things you need to let go of. That would definitely help you. Depending on what it is, I have one called, it's not the storage room. If you go to the videos, it's one, the front is an angel hugging a person. It's that one. I can't remember what it's called. I apologize. You would benefit from that one. If this is dealing with a relationship, most likely you're going to need the pink energy guided meditation that deals with grief, trauma, self-love, healing for that. You may need, I have one for stress and anxiety. You've got a lot going on. I have one that's hits all the chakras. You would also definitely benefit from that. You just might as well go through my playlist and just do a guided meditation every day, and that's going to help you out. If you're interested in Reiki, that would be phenomenal. Additionally, at the time of recording, I haven't released this yet, so just pay attention. On my website, if you go to yournaturalhealer.com/services, go to special events, it's going to be listed there. And it'll be pinned on my Facebook page. I'm doing and there's only going to be 10 spots available. It's called the Karma and Heart Chakra Cleansing. So it's going to be a distance Reiki session where I am specifically focused on the heart chakra and karma from this year. Now, throughout our year, we pick up lots of karma, good and bad. So I won't know specifically which karma it's healing, but it's going to heal some of your karma from this year. If it's something you're interested, make sure you check that out. At the time of this being released, it's probably going to be released on maybe around the 5th of December. And like I said, I think I'm only doing 10 spots. It's going to be on New Year's Day. And once you sign up, I'll shoot you an email to schedule your session. And then once I'm done the session, you get an audio file of, my session notes. But anyway, and I didn't mean to get off on a tangent there, Cancer. I'm sorry. Lots of self-doubt. And for some of you, maybe some regret. Okay, maybe it's that woulda, coulda, shoulda. And you know what, guys? The past is the past. We cannot go back and change the past. So, I hear so many people will say, oh, I should have went to college. Well, what's stopping you? I've watched in the news where 95-year-olds have graduated from high school. What is that? Woulda, coulda, shoulda. There's always a time. And you know what? Whether you believe it or not, there was a reason why you didn't go to college right out of high school, maybe. So you got to stop with woulda, coulda, shoulda. The past is the past. Move forward. So don't live your life in regret. Don't live your life in self-doubt, Cancer. Let's tap into the Akashic deck. I'm very curious to see what we're going to pick up there. So I'm only going to draw one card, and this isn't necessarily going to, go into a lot of detail about a past life, but it's going to give us a little bit of clarification on how you can definitely work on this. It's not bad karma, but it's not good karma either. You're definitely working through some stuff here. So, this can kind of sometimes give us a little guidance with that. Okay. All right, Cancer. Let's see what we got. Okay, it's in reverse. Commitment. And don't worry about one of roses. That doesn't matter. Okay. Okay. And for some of you, this may pertain to this lifetime, but this is not pertaining to this lifetime. So even if it does, it's not pertaining to this one. This is pertaining to a prior life. You had some kind of catastrophic event in your life. It could have been you lost a job. And then once you lost your job, you probably lost every physical possession you owned, maybe even your family. Divorce. I think that maybe divorce, again, maybe there were kids involved and the kids went with the other parent. Something very catastrophic like that, which is probably causing you, if you are the person that's, excuse me, holding on too tight to a relationship, that could be why. You might not even know why. And in this past life, I think it was due to needs not being met. Excuse me. Maybe your own needs. And, maybe you weren't expressing those needs to your partner, or, maybe you weren't finding balance in life. So you were a workaholic, so you ignored your family. Or maybe you were out too much partying and carrying on, so you didn't take studies seriously, so you had no money. You kind of get the drift. There was some kind of event in your past life that really made that lifetime hard, especially the latter part of your life. The majority of the adult life, I will say, was very, very sad. Very, very sad. I definitely get the feeling that you felt lost. Like, whatever this was, you felt like the world was pulled from underneath you and you lost it all. And at that point, you basically gave up on life. You didn't care about anything. You probably really didn't pursue a relationship. Maybe you just became a bum. Whatever. It was not overall a happy life. Okay? And I think that that's why that's playing into this, because in that lifetime, when those bad things happened, I constantly say that when things happen to us, we need to feel the emotions, whether it's grief or hatred or whatever, sadness. We need to feel the emotions, and there's no time frame on it, okay? But I mean, there are people who just wallow in it. You need to feel the emotions, work through them. You may never learn the lesson, because there's some crappy things that happen to us in life, and you're like, well, how in God's name would this teach me a lesson? Well, I don't know. Only you can determine that, and you may never know. But in this lifetime, you dismissed your own needs, and you based everything in that life on everybody else, okay? And so when everything fell apart, you were left with literally nothing. No love, no money, whatever. And you didn't survive it, so to speak. You just accepted, well, this is what it is. And that's not what it had to be. So you didn't learn whatever the lesson was in that lifetime, that, you know what, I need to stand up, dust my knees off, and take the next first step and keep moving forward in life. So life is full of ends and beginnings. And we need to remember that when one door opens, one door closes, another opens. Okay? It might not open right away, but one of the things we always have in life is hope. And in this lifetime, you really lost hope. In this lifetime, if somebody steals your wallet, it's just money. I mean, yeah, it sucks. But you need to let go. The point is, Cancer, you need to let go of things that are not serving you well. You know, if you get into a relationship, if it's meant to be, it's going to be. By you being clingy and stuff like that, that's not going to work. Everybody hates a clingy person. You know, it's no different than, with a career. You know, if it's meant to be, or like starting a new business. If businesses fail and businesses succeed, and if you go start a new business and it fails, well, you know what? You either try again or you go do something else, but you don't let it define you and the rest of your life. So you need to really focus here on, don't doubt yourself. Don't regret anything that you did or didn't do in life. If there's something you regret, you need to look back on it and say, what lesson should I have learned? Maybe if you stayed with somebody too long, it was, I should have loved myself enough to say I'm done and walk away. But only you can do these things. And I will say, especially when it comes to relationships, or even if it's money, you can always, there's financial advisors, there's accountants, therapists, there's always help out there. So never give up hope. Oh, Cancer. There's always one, and I've been so lucky that so far on the Zodiac readings that, you guys are my brothers and sisters, because my sun's sign is Cancer, baby. And like I said, a lot of times we're not even aware of how our past lives affect us in this lifetime. But when we're going through trials and tribulations, oops, see, there I go. I dropped some cards. Give me 1 second. Okay. We go through trials and tribulations. And we need to learn the lesson. There's always a lesson to it. And I mean, yes, sometimes we don't learn it, or we don't understand it. All right, so let's see what our angels and ancestors, a message that they want to tell us. And you got Protection Guardian, drop your shields. What a beautiful card. Drop your shields. Cancer, if whatever this is, and you're holding on because of maybe you're ashamed, embarrassed, you're scared, whatever your resistance, drop it. Let it go. Have faith that the universe has your back. The universe, God, whatever spirit, whatever you want to call it, loves you and has your back. The world, the universe is not out to get you. Material things are just that, material things. And people come and go. But what this is stemming from, as I said, was this self-doubt that you have. And your spiritual team, your guardian angel, you have a legion of angels behind you. They are right there with you while you are controlling and ending these limiting thoughts. Because when you say things like, I'm not good enough, or I'm not pretty enough, or I'm not smart enough, or whatever it is, get out of your own head. One of the things that I learned over this summer was the power of positive thinking. Change your thoughts, change your life. And my goodness, if you think bad things are going to happen, guess what, Cancer? They're going to happen. When a bad thought, a negative thought pops into your head, change your thoughts, change your life. And it works. There's no sense in worrying about things you cannot control. And let me tell you, that is hard to do. And I'm not going to sit here and bore you with my story, but I learned such a beautiful lesson this summer with that. Cannot give my energy or time to things that I have no control over. And you got to do the same thing. Stop the limiting thoughts. You are so much stronger than you think. You're a Cancer. You're strong. But your guardian angel wants to wrap their wings around you. And anytime that you start getting this self-doubt, close your eyes. And whether you say it out loud or to yourself, say, I call my angels to be near me. And they are going to flock to you. And then envision, I'm getting goosebumps right now. Envision your guardian angel behind you wrapping their wings around you like this and giving you a hug. And feeding on that love, that beautiful love and protection. Cancer, they're there for you. They're there to support you. They're there to protect you. Change your thoughts. Change your life. That's all I can say. You guys got this. You got a little bit of work to do, but you're going to be okay. You will be okay. All right, so with that being said, I'm going to close this out. So thank you so much for watching. Hopefully next month the reading's a little better. And go live your best life, Cancer. But do it the natural way. Namaste.